Welcome to something brand new at paperwishes.com. The first Saturday of every month, beginning right now in March, we're going to have a fabulous folded cards. Now, this is going to be featuring brand new cutting dies, and all of them are to make wonderfully amazing a frenzy of folded cards. And we're going to begin this one with standing pop-up card cutting dies. And before I get into how to make it, I think it's always nice to see what you end up with. So I'm going to show you this first card. Now, Teresa designed this, and we did the cutting dies, and so this is a circle. Doesn't look like a circle right now, does it? But let me show you. Okay, so I'm going to open it up, and you'll see one section. You'll see another section, and another, and another, and then the whole thing, as you see from the top, is really fun, and you can just tie these together to let it sit on your counter, on your desk, on the kitchen table, wherever you want to see all of those four sections in coordinating designs, because they use the same products, but also you get some fun things like that popping up. Well, that's what this cutting die will allow you to do. And at the end, I've got 3 projects to show you. At the end, I'm going to show you a different way to use this, which is really, really fun. So it comes in a wallet like this, and you're going to get 3 pieces. So you get that circle, and we have designed it so that you can cut this on a regular die cutting machine. So it is less than 6 inches wide. As a matter of fact, it is I think it's like 5 3/4, something like that. Then you get another piece that is 1/4. So this is going to cut the papers to fit on all 4 segments. Then you get this one, which is 1/8, and that will also fit on some of the segments. So let me show you how to make it. So you're going to first die cut 4 circles, 4 of the big circles, 1 for each of those segments. So Teresa's done these for me in 4 different colors, just so I can show you. Now, you noticed on the die that there was a score line. Well, actually, there's several score lines. First, doing it into quarters, and then this one. Well, when you cut 4 of them, you will see that this is going to pop up. So you're going to want to fold on those score lines. So you're going to fold down on those 2. Highly recommend a bone folder. It's just going to give you a nice crisp fold. And then you're also going to fold the same way on that one. Yes, you can see that Teresa's done some tape on it for me. But then this piece is going to go up. So that's going to be a mountain fold. And same thing, just use your bone folder, and that will work really nicely. Now, you want to overlap these 2 back pieces. And Teresa is really a fan of this easy tear tape, and she has already put some on here. So let me just remove the top layer, and this is easy to do. And when you do that, you can certainly use your glue stick, you can use your regular runner tape, whatever you like, but this will give you an immediate adhesion, and you just fold that over and just, it fits perfectly. And then what you have is that 1/4 of a circle, and you've got that piece that folds up that makes the whole thing work. Now, when you do that with all 4 of them, you're going to connect them together. So I have 2. We've done them in 2 different colors, just so you can really see. Same thing, just remove that tape. So you're going to put the tape on or the glue on 2 different times with each of the sections, except the last one, because you want to leave that opening one so that you can tie it with the ribbons. And I'll show you a little trick on the ribbons also. So just going to, you can lay this down flat. By the way, the directions are on the package, and we do recommend you just lie that down flat. Line up your score lines, your fold lines at the side and at the bottom, and then it's just going to do that, and you just do it 2 more times. Okay, so pretty easy, and that's what it's meant to be. The work is all done by the cutting die. Then you can quickly get to the fun part. Okay, now Teresa has used different things to embellish her cards, And for this first one, she actually moved ahead and used something that's not released yet. But so that this will all work for everyone, I'm going to make them available on the website. So she's used Secret Garden. Now this is 6x6 patterned cardstock. So she's used that. She's also used the Secret Garden die cuts, and she's used the Secret Garden cardstock. Now the cardstock is printed on both sides so that you have color on both sides of your sheet. So that's what we have on all of the different sheets that are in this pack. Same thing on the other cardstock. So everything's printed on cardstock. So these are what she has used. In addition, she has also used the Secret Garden chipboard. So let me just show you how she did this and how it played out. So in the first one, she has die cut the circles out of the green cardstock and the blue cardstock. Okay, so you can see alternating green and blue. She put them together like I just showed you. And then for each of the sections, she has die cut with the quarter circle. She has die cut into the papers. Now, let me see. So right here, in fact, you can see that little cone flower popping up there. Well, she die cut it right there. So you can get even several cuts out of one of the 6x6s. So she simply die cut it. It's designed so that the cardstock will become the mat on the pattern paper. So that little piece goes there. So she first put that on. Then she went into the cutouts that are in here, and she cut out to my dear friend right there. She matted it on white cardstock and just glued it right there. Now, she also went into the die cuts. And let me find this. And she did this piece. So this little banner she has placed here and trimmed it to fit perfectly onto this, but she let it poke out. And that's something that I think is really fun about this. Let things poke out of it because it's just really going to work very nicely. Okay, let me slip this back in. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is this ribbon. Now this is 2 10-inch length ribbon. This is out of the dotted ribbon set. I'm sure you could figure that out. So for the first one, she glued it down and then she foam taped that die cut on top. So that really holds it in place. For the back side of her card, she's used, this has got the blue cardstock. So she's gone into the paper pack back into the paper pack, and this is one of the sheets that it has a blue background, so she die cut, in fact, right there, just as you can see it, and placed it right there. Now, in the front one, she had the ribbon underneath this piece, but in the back, she attached the ribbon before she put her paper down. So 2 ways to do the ribbon. The ribbon is nice to keep this closed because there's a lot going on in this thing, and as I showed you, the ribbon is nice to tie that so you can see it, all those segments when it's open, but it's certainly your choice. Now, going into her sections, she has kept the green background for the green cardstock. Now you can see that she's added more of the cutouts. She's added more of the chipboard. And actually, let's give the chipboard just a moment of time. So the chipboard is like this. And what Teresa used to color it was the tri-blend markers. Now, our design team has absolutely loved these. This happens to be the 24 pack. It is the most expensive because it has the most in it, but you can just get them individually too, or you can use any markers. Anything that you have is going to be fine. But on the tri-blend, what's nice is you get light, dark, medium, and dark. So to do the flowers, you can see that she's got light and darker on the petals. In fact, she's got it on all of them. So all she did was go in and color. And you can see by my messy one right there, the nice thing about this is you do have to be careful on the inner areas, but on the outer areas, you can just be as little messy as your heart's desire because you're going to pop that out. Now you're going to do several colors, of course, and that is the lightest. I'm going to go to the medium and just bring it into the center and let that blend a little bit. Okay, well, you know how to do this. So just for those of you who maybe aren't as familiar, that's just how easy it is. Teresa did one other thing, is that when she finished her chipboard, she went over it with the sparkle ink. This is from Crafter's Companion, and you just brush it on, and so it gives just a really nice little sheen, and probably have to get in closer to see it, but trust me, there's a sheen. So as I open these up, she has added the chipboard, and I think it's really kind of fun because there's flowers in this paper, but she's added the chipboard just to give you a dimensional flower or a dimensional butterfly. As I said, this is the chipboard, right down there flat, and this is the cutout. You want to just make sure that it's only attached on the side that's on one side that's going to stay, and it will just pop up just fine as you do this. Now, this is a blue one. Same idea, so she's just really maximizing those same elements on everything. Now she did do something else, and she did it on the outside of each of those circle areas, and she took the thin line dazzles. Now this is in black, white, gold, and silver, so you can see that she's used silver on all of these, I believe. Now, even though that's a curve, the dazzles will make that curve just as you place them. So that's kind of fun. Here's another green one, and you can see another pieces popping up. You might have wondered, gee, would that chipboard be too thick? But as you can see, it's not. You easily can put foam tape on paper items to go there also. You can probably really see that sparkle on that butterfly, but it's on all of them. You make me smile, friendship forever, so there's words, keep on laughing, love you, just really nice. And then again, we have the very last one, and that's how it would look together. It's just a little treasure trove, and then you would tie these again. Okay, so that's using the papers, the chipboard, the die cuts. Now, here is a second one. This one is using an artful card kit. So let me show you inside. So this is a thinner ribbon, but again, it's the same premise. In fact, in this one, when she die cut the paper here, she first put the ribbon down. You just want to have the ribbon, oh, probably about a ½ an inch from the bottom. That will work perfectly. On the back side of this, she has it also underneath the paper. Now, with an artful card kit, now I do have to tell you that she used Sunshine and Smiles. Now, we don't have a ton of these left, so if this is something you're interested in duplicating, I just want you to know that. However, in addition to that, there are other artful card kits. Cheer Up Buttercup might be a really good example also to use. So there are many of them. The idea is that you're going to get the die cuts along with the paper. So as you can see, she die cut. Now in this case, she used red for the whole thing. In fact, let me just walk you through this. So you can see the paper. All of these are die cuts. She did want a little extra polish, a little extra shine, so she used our gold jewel dazzles just to, in the center of each of the flowers and also on the butterfly. Now there's also a strip down here, and that comes from our engraved dazzles. Now this is borders and corners, and as a matter of fact, this sheet is the one that she used here. These also come in silver and gold in the package. And there's, there's a tremendous number of pieces in it. Now she also used the tiny words and phrases. This is also, you can see how small they are, and they fit perfectly on those die cuts, and they fit perfectly on a little card of this size. This also is in black, white, gold, silver, and brown, all in the same package. So you can see, let me go to the next section. And there you go. So the papers are really taking center stage. Now you might think, wow, that's so big, but isn't it fun to see that peeking out? And she's got the same dazzles on the inside of her card, and she's used the word dazzles on the outside, so that's fun. Here is another, and you can see that each section kind of has its own color scheme. Same idea, your time to shine. You were born to sparkle. Very fun. And here's another where that's popping. And look how big that die cut is, but doesn't it fit nicely? Make today great. And then it's right there. So again, when this is standing up, you've got a wonderful panorama there. I think this would definitely make someone's day and make them smile. Now, I thought this was brilliant, and I have to tell you, if you can find cutting dies that you can do multiple things with, that's the ticket, and I think you'll find that every single time on the first Saturday of every month. Teresa took a card and she cut it to be 5 by 5, and I'll talk about the elements on it, but let me open it up and let me show you what she did. Surprise! Well, you can obviously see what she's done. She's just taken 2 of the circles, put them together, and has taken the pattern paper. This is the Gingham's number 2. And what a fun card to let that pop out. Okay, I bet you're thinking of lots of things that you can do. Well, let me show you a couple of other things that she used that are brand new. Now, this is a set of cutting dies. This is from Made to Surprise from our friends at Practical Publishing, and this has 27 dies in it. The 27 dies go with both of these stamp sets. This is Baked Goods and Sweets Edition. Now, I bet you can see that there are lots of things that you can do with these. What Teresa did that I thought was brilliant, let me pull this over, is you can see that the cupcake, well, let's look at the cupcake. This is been stamped on the dotted paper. This is the dotted paper that comes from Dotted Duos number 2. And she's used the gingham that comes from gingham number 2, okay? But what she did is that she stamped in a colored ink, and I thought that was really, really smart. So she used damson wine. She also used the lagoon, and that's going to be the teal. And she also used plum jam. So all 3 of those. So she stamped directly on to the cardstock and die cut it out, and then she did mat them on white just to give them that edge. You don't have to mat them on white and fussy cut around it, but you can, and that's what Teresa did. Now, she did something else that I thought was really, really clever. When she stamped them, and I'm hoping you can see this. Okay, there's the cupcake. Well, what happens when you stamp is that this area is going to be just the color of whatever you stamp it on. So in this case, it would be that light purple. What Teresa did is she took the ink pad and simply stamped it onto the craft mat, like so, because you don't need much. Then she spritzed it with water to make a watercolor. And then she used a paintbrush to just lift this off and fill in that area so that you get a darker color, but it's the exact same shade. Okay, the same color, but a darker shade. Does that make sense? And she did that with all of them. And I think it's just a really clever trick that honestly I've not seen before, and I wanted to be sure to share it with you. Now, these stamps have greetings, so birthday wishes, have a sweet birthday. Let's see, we've got keep calm and eat the sweets, certainly words to live by. It's your birthday, eat the cake. So all of those are fun. And then she added something else. Now, if you haven't seen these are from 49 and Market. They call them wishing bubbles and baubles. This happens to be the lilac. And so she has added these. These are self-adhesive. Some are on foam tape. Some of them are glitter. I'm not sure if you can see that, but they're just gorgeous. And so she's just added a few around her stamped areas, even on the inside of this. So I just thought that was brilliant, and we certainly expect that from our Teresa. So I hope you can tell how excited we are, and I hope you share in the excitement for our fabulous folded cards the first Saturday of every month beginning this time, and I'm so delighted that we have Teresa to share it with us. Now, down below you'll get the instructions. There are no patterns, of course, because everything is in the package. You'll also see that there's a money saver, just like always, on the right side of our screen. And love to have you with us, and thank you for joining us, and we'll see you actually next Saturday.